Hello. Uh, today we'll be today we will be learning about device manager. Device manager is nothing but a location where all the drivers in the computer are stored. Now, what are drivers? Drivers are softwares that make the hardware in the computer work. If, for example, I'd have a problem with my internet, it does not work properly. The first thing I would check my internet connection, and after that I would go and check my drivers, because the driver for the internet might be faulty. If there is a problem with my sound, I need to check my sound driver. If there's a problem with my mouse, I have to go and check my mouse drivers. If there is a problem with my keyboard, I need to go and check my keyboard drivers. So on, there are different drivers for every hardware in the computer. Now, to find all the drivers in the computer, I need to go to a place called device manager. The shortcut to go to device manager is devmgmt.msc. You need to press Windows R and write this. After that, you will see a window called device manager. Over here you would see that there are different drivers for battery, for Bluetooth, for hard disk, for your DVDs, for your graphic cards. There are different drivers in the computer. Now, for example, if there is a problem with my battery, I need to come and check over here to see if the driver is working fine or not. Now, for example, if I have a problem with my driver, how will I identify that? First, any driver, if there is a problem, you will see this yellow color mark on the driver. You see over here on this driver. If there is a yellow color mark, it means that this driver is faulty. This driver has a problem. If you're not able to see a yellow color mark, and for example, let's say my internet, my wireless over here, it does not work, but there is no yellow color mark, and I want to know how to identify the problem, to know if there is a problem with this driver or not. In that case, what you need to do is right click on the driver and choose properties. After you choose properties, you will see a line over here. This says that the device is working properly. If it says the device is working properly, you don't have to worry. Just close it and check for another issue. Now let's say what happens is the companies, for example, my computer's name is, it's from the Dell company, it belongs to the Dell company. Now Dell company, every year they release drivers every 6 months. I mean new models of drivers every 6 months. So what happens is we need to change the drivers that we have in our computer to the new model drivers, because the old model drivers will stop working after some time. Now, how do I change this Dell wireless driver to a new model of driver? Let's say, for example, there is a problem with my internet and the driver has a yellow mark like this. Let's assume that the Dell wireless driver has a similar problem. So what I need to do is, how do I change this driver to the new model driver? I need to right click and click check update driver software. After I choose update driver software, I will have two options. One option says search automatically for updated driver software, and the second option says browse my computer for driver software. Now the first option that says search automatically for updated driver software means the computer will automatically go to the internet, that is the Dell website, and then look for a new model of driver for this model of computer. The other option says that I need to search for a new model of driver in my computer itself. So I will choose the first option because this will directly go to the internet. Now what it's doing is it is searching for the new driver. After that, you would see that over here it says that the best model of driver for my computer is already installed, which means I don't need to install a newer driver. Okay, now even after I update my driver, I still have a problem. So what I need to do is I need to remove this driver. Right click and click on uninstall and remove this driver, and then go to the internet and download a new driver for my computer from the Dell company website. Now what happened is, the other day I installed a new model of driver. My wireless was working fine, but I installed a new model of driver. After that, my internet stopped working. So in this case, what I need to do is I need to remove the new driver from the computer and again get back my old driver which was working fine. So for that, I need to right click, go to properties, choose driver and click on rollback driver. If I choose rollback driver, what happens is my computer gives me the old driver that was already there on the computer and removes the new driver. So after clicking on rollback driver, my internet starts working. Now sometimes you would see that the internet has an X mark over here, across X mark, or the sound has an X mark. That is because there is an option over here on the driver which says disable. Disable means to stop the driver. When I click disable, yes, you would see that my internet has an X mark. My internet has an X mark. But over here, if you see the wireless driver, do you see the small arrow? That means the driver is disabled. If you want this to work, you just right click and click on enable and make it work again. You see, now the arrow is gone and the internet is back. Alright, now for instance, if there was a problem in my computer and I tried to fix it. By mistake I did something and I don't know how to change that again. So what I'll do is, if I'm not sure of the problem, how to fix it, what I need to do is right click on the driver and click on scan for hardware changes, which means if by mistake I change something but I don't know what and I want the driver to work properly again, so what I'll do is I'll click on scan for hardware changes. This will again restore the driver back to its original state. So scan for hardware changes is an important part of device manager troubleshooting. If you do something in the computer you're not sure of, just right click on the driver and click on scan for hardware changes. It will again restore the driver to its original state. Alright, now okay. Now there is a scenario in which, for example, if I am downloading something from the internet and it's a large file, it takes about half an hour to download. So what happens is, in the meantime I get up from my place and I go to a different room and start doing something else. Now in the meantime my computer goes to sleep. That is, it goes into sleep mode. When it goes into sleep mode, the internet stops working, the download pauses, the download does not continue. I think most of you must have faced this problem. So if you want the download to continue even though the computer goes to sleep, in spite of the computer going to sleep, you need to do one thing. Right click on the wireless driver, choose properties, then go to power management. Over here, do you see an option that says allow this computer to turn off this device to save power? Uncheck that box, which means when the computer goes to sleep, if I check this box, when the computer goes to sleep, it also makes my internet stop. So if I remove this checkbox and click OK, now what happens is, even though the computer goes to sleep, my internet connection will be on. It will not stop. It will continue working. So again, right click, properties, power management, uncheck the box which says allow the computer to turn off this device to save power, and click on OK. Alright, in spite of downloading and updating a new driver from over here, I still have a problem and my driver does not work properly. So in this scenario, what I need to do is, as said earlier, you need to right click and uninstall the driver first. Alright, but in this case you would see that if I uninstall the wireless driver, that is remove the wireless driver, I will not have internet connection. So what you need to do is you need to take another laptop, download the driver on another laptop, copy it in your USB flash, and then bring it onto this computer and install the driver. But if it's not a problem with your wireless driver, let's say it's a problem with your mouse, if I right click and uninstall, I will not be able to use the mouse. So in this scenario as well, I will not be able to use the internet because the mouse does not work. Again, in this case, make sure you go to a different computer, download the driver for the touchpad or the mouse, and put the USB flash in this computer and install the driver. Let's say I have an issue with the sound. Right click the driver, uninstall. Alright, after that you need to go to the Dell company website. In my case, my computer name is the company of my computer is Dell. So I need to find out, in Dell there are different manufacturers, there are different models, there are different numbers, so there are different drivers for different Dell laptops. For example, if I have an HP computer, I have different models of it. There are different models of HP computer and different numbers of HP computer. So every model from every company has separate drivers. For example, if I have a Dell Vostro, right now I'm having a Dell Vostro. Now Dell Vostro has a set of drivers. Now my friend over here, he has Dell Inspiron. So if I download the driver for Dell Inspiron and try to use it in a Dell Vostro computer, it will not work, even though it is from the same company. So different models have different drivers, and the driver for one particular model only works for that computer and not for another computer. So let's assume I don't know the model of my computer. So the first thing I need to do is check the model of my computer. To do that, press Windows R and write msinfo32. After you write msinfo32, okay, I have all the description about the computer. Over here, if you see system model, it says Vostro 1450. Alright, now I need to keep this in my mind. Go to Google and write over here Dell Vostro 1450. You would see as I write 1 in Vostro series, I have so many models of computers: 1550, 1014, 1015, and so on. So my model is 1450. After I write this, I need to write what driver do I exactly want. What driver am I looking for? Am I looking for the sound driver or internet driver? In my case, I am looking for the sound driver. So I will write Dell Vostro sound drivers free download. This is what I need to write in Google. Enter. Now I have many websites over here. Now which one is the actual or the real Dell website? In this case, do you see over here Dell.com? I need to go to the company's website, not the one below it. This says Tom's Hardware. I need to go to the Dell.com website, the original website. After I go to the Dell website, you will see now that my model is listed over here. My Dell model is listed over here, and at the same time when I go down, it asks me for what operating system am I using. It says Windows 7 32-bit. If I am not sure what operating system I'm using, I need to go again to MS Info 32, open this, and see here I use a 32-bit operating system which is Windows 7. So I will choose Windows 7 32-bit. If you want to change, click on change and choose which one you want, Windows 7 32, Windows 7 64. For which model of operating system you want, you can choose over here. You have drivers for Linux as well. When I go down, you see these are all the drivers for my computer. Audio drivers. Audio means sound. For the BIOS, for the chipset, I have drivers for the mouse, keyboard. I have drivers for network. Network means internet. I have drivers for video, which means graphics card. Now, how will I know which driver I need to install? In this case, I need to install the audio driver. Over here you would see that there is only one audio driver, only one sound driver. Now I will not choose anything out of this. Over here it also says when was this driver launched, when was this driver released by Dell. In 2013, 11 December 2013 it says over here. So I will just download this file, install it in my computer. I just need to click next, next, next. Alright, now let's say I want to install a network driver, a wireless driver. Now I see Dell wireless over here, I see another Dell wireless over here. Now you might be confused. Here I have another Dell wireless. As you go down, I have a lot of Dell wireless drivers, but you might be confused as to which Dell wireless driver you need to download, because there are 4 or 5 models. Always remember that you need to install the driver which is the latest. Over here it says 13 December 2013. Over here it says 20 December 2013. So after that, when I go down, I see 20 December, 5th June 2013. This says 20 December 2013. So I have 3 drivers which are the latest, 20 December 2013, which are the newest. Alright, so I will choose either one of them, whichever I want. The one which says 20 December 2013, there are 2 drivers over here. I'll download either one of them, download this or the other one. After I download this, just click next, next, next. It will just ask you if you want to accept the license terms. Just click next, 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 and the driver is installed in your computer. That's all you need to do. Now sometimes what happens is you will not find these drivers in the Dell company website. For example, if I'm searching for a driver for a different model of Dell, I might not find these drivers in the Dell website, even though now I'm lucky enough to find these drivers on the Dell website, on the company website. Now what happens is, if I have an old Dell computer model, alright, sometimes old computer models you will not find drivers on the Dell website, on the computer company's website. That is because as the computer becomes old, the companies will stop supporting those models, will stop helping those models. So you will not find drivers for those models. Now this is a problem, isn't it? If you will not find drivers for those models, then how will you update your drivers? How will you use your computer? So in this case, what you need to do is, if you cannot find drivers on the Dell company website, you need to go here and write another word called driverscape. Driverscape. Driverscape is a company which has all the drivers for all the computer models till date, and this company provides all the drivers, this website provides all the drivers for free without any payment. You get all the drivers from this company, from this website, for any model. If you can't find it in the original company website, you will find it in Driverscape for sure. Now after I wrote Driverscape, I come down. See here, over here I have Dell Vostro 1450 drivers download, driverscape.com. See here, driverscape.com. So what I'll do is open this. Now see here, when I go down, I need to choose my operating system. I need to choose my operating system. Drivers for what? Come down. If I go down, I have drivers for different things. Graphics drivers, that is video. Drivers for network, wireless. Drivers for audio, sound. System drivers, chipset drivers. Camera, webcam drivers, mouse, touchpad drivers. I have everything over here. Sometimes what happens is, even though I download the drivers from the company website, even though I download the driver, for example, if my internet is not working, I download the wireless drivers from the company website. Even after downloading the drivers and installing the drivers, my internet still does not work. Now there is a problem. If it still does not work, that is because the motherboard drivers are old. You need to download the drivers for the motherboard first, install them, and then install the network drivers, internet drivers, sound drivers, Wi-Fi drivers, graphics card drivers, drivers for mouse, anything you want. If you directly download the sound, internet, all the drivers that you need and install, if they don't work, they do not work, then it means you need to install the motherboard drivers first. Again come back. Motherboard drivers are nothing but the chipset drivers. You see chipset over here? The chipset drivers are the motherboard drivers. Download these drivers first according to the operating system. You will see over here, according to the operating system, download these drivers first, install these drivers, and then go to the wireless drivers and install them. So these drivers need to be installed first. Alright, they are called the chipset drivers. Chipset drivers or BIOS drivers, they are the drivers for the motherboard. Alright, now let's go to the Driverscape website and see. Now the reason I asked you to search for the Driverscape, for the drivers from the Driverscape directly through Google, is because after writing the model number, name of the computer, and then Driverscape, I will directly be able to go to the Driverscape website like this and find the drivers only for Dell Vostro model. Only for the Dell Vostro model I'll be able to directly find the drivers for this model. But if I have to go to Driverscape directly, let's say I go to Driverscape, if I have to go to Driverscape directly, it would be a problem, because see here, if I go to Driverscape and automatically if I have to search drivers one by one for my model, if I go down, you will see, if I scroll down, you will see there are different companies over here. Mine is Dell. I need to first search Dell. I need to first search for Dell. Then in Dell I need to find out laptop or desktop. I have to choose. Mine is a laptop, so I choose laptop. After I choose laptop, then I have to choose what model am I using, Vostro. So I have to scroll down, see here, you will see that there are a lot of models. Like this, I have to search one by one. I have to search everything. You see here, one by one I need to search everything over here, all the different models in this list, and then look for Vostro model 1450. Now this will take a lot of time, isn't it? So that is why you need to go to Google and directly write Dell Vostro 1450 driverscape. You will get the link to driverscape directly, instead of going to the driverscape website and searching by yourself, which will take a lot of time. Okay, now let's go back to device manager. In device manager, if you uninstall a driver, let's say if I uninstall this driver for chipset or a driver for keyboard, I uninstall, I will not get back my driver. I have to again download from the internet and install it in the computer. But there are some drivers, for example, called the USB drivers. If my USB is slow, let's say my USB is slow, my USB does not work, I put a USB flash in my computer and try to transfer or copy some files. It takes a lot of time. It is slow. Sometimes if I put a USB flash in my computer and it does not detect my USB flash, or it is very slow. Yes, if I if I put a USB flash in the USB port, I want to copy a file or I want to transfer a file to the USB, it's very slow. There are different reasons you might have problem with the USB. One, if the USB transfer speed is very slow, when you're transferring some files, it's very slow. Okay, second reason is, even though if I put my USB flash, it does not work. The USB port does not detect the USB flash. Alright, or it detects it very late. Even though I've put it in the USB port, it takes a lot of time for it to recognize. This means this is a problem with the USB driver. In this case, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to update the driver directly from the internet, or you don't have to right click, uninstall, and then go to the company website and download the new driver. You don't have to do anything. Just right click and uninstall. After you uninstall everything, whatever you see over here, uninstall all the drivers and restart your computer. The drivers will be automatically installed. They will get automatically installed. Yes, the new drivers will get automatically installed. This is only possible for the USB drivers, not for the other drivers. I remove them if I have a problem. Only for the USB drivers, USB, Universal Serial Bus Controllers. It is only possible for the USB drivers. Right click, uninstall everything, restart the computer, they will come back. Yes, the other drivers you have to download from the internet and install in your computer. Okay, now I told you about driverscape. Now there is another website called PCI database. PCI database is a location where you can find all the drivers that you need for any laptop or any computer model. Alright, the website looks like this. Okay, now on this website you see something called vendor search and device search. Over here you will not have any option to look for a computer model or anything over here. You see, you don't have any option to look for a computer model or anything. It just says vendor search and device search. In this case, what you need to do is you need to go to device manager. Let's say I want a driver for this Intel audio. I want to download this driver. What I need to do is right click, properties, go to driver, details, details, choose hardware ID. Go to details and choose hardware ID. In hardware ID, do you see this VEN? VEN means vendor. VEN. VEN. See this VEN. VEN means vendor. VEN. And next to VEN there is a number 8086. So put that 8086 over here. And you have an option called DEV, which means device. DEV. Put the number next to DEV that says 2805. Write the 2805 and put it here. Okay, I will repeat this again. First go to the website pcidatabase.com.
Should we write this website?
Yeah, you need to write it down. pcidatabase.com. Data database.com. Alright, now what you need to do is you have two options over here which says vendor search and device search. Go to device manager, whichever driver you need, choose the driver, right click, properties, then choose details. In details, change this to hardware ID. Hardware ID. After I select this hardware ID, I have an option that says VEN and then DEV. You see this VEN and DEV? VEN, which means vendor. VEN. You see VEN over here for vendor? The VEN in vendor. So what you need to do is next to VEN there is a number and letter 14E4. 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 4 characters. 14E4. Alright? Write that 14E4 over here next to vendor search. And then you have something called DEV, which means device search. See DEV. Next to DEV there is 4727. It can be letter and number or it can be just number, but it should be only 4. Next to the DEV you will have number. You can choose, all are same. All of them are same. The vendor and the device options, even though you have 3, 4, see here. Everything that you have over here, all the VEN options are same, all the DEV options are same. They will not be different. They will be the same. See here, DEV 4727, DEV 4727, everything are the same. They will not change. It will be the same. Alright? And now DEV 4727, just write here and click on search. When you click on search, after you write both the details, after you click on search, when you click on search, you will get the exact driver for that model. Exact driver. Whatever driver you wanted for that model, it will give you the exact driver. Alright, then you just need to download, put it in your computer and install. This is PCI database. That's it for device manager.